Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, indoor air-conditioned seating is available in many adjacent buildings. Please ask a member of the event staff for directions to the nearest indoor viewing areas. We ask your help in keeping walkways and aisles clear. We ask for your assistance in maintaining a tobacco-free environment on campus. Our concert continues with musical selections by members of the University Wind Ensemble under the baton of Professor Jerry Junkin and the university's combined choirs featuring the chamber singers and concert chorale under the direction of Dr. James Morrow and Dr. Suzanne Pence. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Zena Nam, a degree candidate in public health from the College of Natural Sciences. Zena has served as a research assistant in the biosciences laboratory of Professor Andreas Matashek, with research focusing on a novel mechanism of proteasomal degradation to better target cancerous cells. She served on the board of UT's Senate of College Councils and as the president of the Student Health Advisory Committee. Zena was a guest speaker at the American College Health Association, serving as the voice for student health and wellness of college students. Starting in June, Zena will be serving as a Peace Corps volunteer in Liberia to further HIV/AIDS awareness, improve maternal mortality, and develop youth gender equality programs.
Four years ago, I wrote a letter to my future self, uncertain and scared, but really excited for what UT holds for me. Now, 4 years later, I've joined more student organizations than I thought possible. I learned that spending my weekends in research labs could actually be fun. and I've discovered my passion for health and medicine. But our journey on the 40 acres would not have been possible alone. Thank you to all our professors and our TAs for letting us spam your office hours. And most importantly, thank you to our friends for being our home away from home, especially to all of our student leaders that I've had the honor of serving with to make UT a better home for all of us. And most importantly, thank you to my sister Mina for being my #1 fan and supporter. We finally closed one of the many chapters of our lives, but we will never forget the experiences we've made here. UT taught us love and patience, and we've all grown stronger from the pain. So I challenge us, class of 2019, to dream big, be brave, and to change the world. Thank you, UT, and hug 'em.
Texas that I am going to see. Oh, the fellow knows her, nobody only me. She cried so when I left her, it like to broke my heart. And if I ever find her, we never more will part. She's the sweetest little rosebud that Texas ever knew. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You may talk about your Clementine and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me. When the Rio Grande is flowing, the starry skies are bright. She walks along the river in the quiet summer night. I know that she remembers when we parted long ago. I promise to return again and never leave her so. She's the sweetest little rosebud that Texas ever knew. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You may talk about your Clementine and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me. And now I'm bound to find her and win her for my own. We'll spend our days together and never be alone. We'll dance just as we used to and sing our songs of yore. And the yellow rose of Texas will be mine forevermore. She's the sweetest little rosebud that Texas ever knew. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You may talk about your Clementine and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, join in welcoming Jacqueline Gibson, who is receiving degrees in computer science from the College of Natural Sciences and in African and African Diaspora Studies from the College of Liberal Arts. Jacqueline received the President's Leadership Award and the Outstanding Student Award from the Texas Parents Association. She was also selected as a Dean's Honored Graduate in the College of Natural Sciences. Jacqueline is a co-founder of the Association of Black Computer Scientists, was appointed to the President's Student Advisory Committee, and has been active in the Senate of College Councils, Texas Orange Jackets, the Friar Society, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Starting this fall, Jacqueline will work as a software engineer at Microsoft, focusing on creating technology for all.
As I look back on my time here, I realize that my memories create a story, with some amazing moments and some that quite frankly humbled me. However, as former First Lady Michelle Obama said, even when it's more real than you want it to be, your story is what you have, what you will always have, and it is something to own. So I own my story, because for each friend I met, each organization I joined, and each person who mentored me, chapters were written. The greatest chapters in my story, though, are the ones where I helped others. Working to give a voice to marginalized Longhorns and serving the greater Austin community were the highlights of my time here. So yes, my story is still being written. But I own it all because the lessons I've learned have helped me create the change I want to see, not only in myself, but in my communities. So on that note, class of 2019, I leave you with this call to action. Own your story. Create positive change. Be willing to grow. Because what starts here changes the world. And who knows, maybe yours will be the next bestseller. Hook 'em.
And now, please welcome Mariano Bracamontes Acle, a degree candidate in both government and health and society in the College of Liberal Arts. During his time at the 40 Acres, Mariano has served in numerous leadership roles, including 2 years as an orientation advisor in New Student Services, 2 years on the Election Supervisory Board in the Dean of Students Office, and as a mentor for the Leadership and Ethics Institute. This year, Mariano was named one of the Dean's Dozen for Spring 2019 by Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Dr. Soncia Reagans-Lilly. Mariano will continue his position with Apple following commencement.
What starts here changes the world. These are the words all Longhorns lived by during their time at the 40 Acres. But we cannot change the world alone. Today, I want to thank the many people who helped me along the way. From inspiring professors, outstanding staff members, and the support of my friends and my family, today I'm graduating from the best university in the world. As an immigrant to this country, I faced many challenges. Not only a language barrier challenge, but also a cultural one. But I adapted, and UT offered me the resources to find my home away from home. Nobel Prize winner Octavio Paz once said, "Aprender a dudar es aprender a pensar," which translates to learn to question is to learn to think. Learning is something we'll continue to do after we leave the 40 Acres. So today, I invite you to go out, go beyond what is established, and show the world that we can think with our minds and with our hearts. Muchas gracias. Hokem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the grand procession of degree candidates will begin shortly. We ask that you take your seats and assist event staff in clearing all aisles and walkways. Degree candidates are asked to make their way to the Littlefield Fountain marshalling areas to line up for the procession. We would like to remind you that standing is not allowed in the commencement seating areas. All walkways and aisles must be kept clear. Indoor viewing locations are available for those unable to locate outdoor seating. Please consult event staff for the location of the nearest indoor viewing site. We ask for your assistance in maintaining a tobacco-free environment on campus. Please ask the event staff for directions to the nearest designated tobacco use area. Should a need arise anytime this evening, first aid services are available on the South Mall in Calhoun Hall, room 100. Please ask a member of the event staff for directions or for help if there is a need for medical assistance. Thank you for your help in making our program safe for all of our guests. Please welcome Claire Crotty. An award for her work in the Leadership and Ethics Institute, where she helped to facilitate Project LEAD, a nationally recognized project management program. Claire served as president of Alpha Zeta Delta and is a member of the 2019 Texas 4000 cycling team. As a member of the team, she'll spend the summer on a 4,500-mile bike ride from Austin to Anchorage, Alaska, to raise money for cancer research and support services. After completing her journey to Alaska, Claire will move to Chicago to begin her career as a media associate at Digitas, one of the world's most respected digital agencies.
4 years ago, I came to Texas from Chicago for the country's best advertising program. Back then, I had never seen a UT football game, I refused to use the word y'all, and I thought all my growth here would happen in academics. In reality, I learned just as much outside these classrooms as I did in them. I'm leaving here with a beat-up pair of cowboy boots and a pride for Texas like I never could have imagined. No matter the experience we started with, we are all better for our 4 years on the 40 acres. Professor Lisa Tobias pushes her students to ask, so what? And to find a core reason for everything we do, whether that is in advertising or in life. We don't need to look that hard to find our so what. As graduates of the University of Texas, everything we do from now on is grounded in changing the world. We sat here 4 years ago at Gone to Texas, not knowing what was to come. Now we're about to sit here, a little older, a lot wiser, and firm in the belief that no matter where we go or what we do, what started here for us will change the world. Thanks, and hook 'em.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Karan Jareth, a degree candidate in petroleum engineering from the Cockrell School of Engineering. As a freshman, Karan was the youngest member of the 2016 Forbes listing of 30 under 30 in the field of energy and identified as one of only 17 students named a United Nations Young Leader for the Sustainable Development Goals based on his patented invention targeting remediation methods for subsea oil spills. During his time at UT, Karan co-founded Energy Olympiad and Planet Number 25, platforms which advocate for environmental sustainability and youth involvement in STEM fields. He is also a member of the Friar Society. Following graduation, Karan will begin a full-time position with Deloitte in Austin.
During orientation, the first question people asked me was, "Where is your hometown?" I never knew how to answer that. I was born in India, and my family moved to Malaysia soon after. After 11 years in Kuala Lumpur, we came to America, making our home in Houston. I quickly realized that so many of my friends and classmates had the same issue. Where is home? After reflecting on my 4 years at UT, I have an answer. To me, home doesn't have to be the place we were born in, or the place where we have spent the majority of our lives. It is the place where we will always return. Home is the 5th floor of the PCL during finals. Home is Wendy's and Jester at 2 a.m. when everything else is closed. Home is DKR on game day. Home is that feeling when you drive into Austin and catch that first glimpse of the tower. A lot of us have found our home here, and as we go off into different parts of the state, country, or world, it might seem a bit daunting. After all, UT made us who we are, and it's done it in ways we could have not imagined. Tomorrow may be your last time on the 40 acres for a while, but know that no matter where you go, there will always be Longhorns nearby, and that you are not far from home. So where's my hometown? The University of Texas at Austin. Hook 'em.
now join in welcoming Mary Cantu Garcia, a master's degree candidate in educational leadership and policy in the College of Education. In 2017, Mary received a bachelor's degree in psychology from UT Austin, where she completed an honors thesis on the mechanisms by which children learn about stereotypes. As a graduate student, she worked in the Leadership and Ethics Institute, fostering experiential learning and community empowerment among undergraduates. Mary served as a graduate staff member for Alternative Spring Breaks and as director of the Voting Graduate Student Agency. Following graduation, Mary will join Northeastern University as an international coordinator, traveling with and supporting American undergraduates in Germany as they develop richer global perspectives.
In 2012, I arrived at UT from a small town in the Rio Grande Valley. Growing up, my mother had always emphasized the importance of an education by telling me to go to college so I wouldn't grow up to be like her. For a living, she raised other people's children and tended their homes. She never imagined her only child would end up at UT. Today, I earned my second degree. I have had the opportunity to learn and travel and grow. And despite being so different from my mother, I still wonder why she didn't want me to be like her. Because my mom is fearless and kind. She takes care of everyone, and she paved the way for me in this country. Throughout my education, I've thought a lot about what it means to have one. A degree is more important than ever, but we must never allow it to separate us from others whose paths didn't parallel ours. Because Longhorns take care of each other, and we look out for everyone else too. Thank you, and hook 'em.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Natalie Longmire, a PhD candidate in management from the Macomb School of Business and recipient of the Donald D. Harrington Graduate Fellowship. Natalie's dissertation is about the impact of sharing personal information on employees' relationships with their colleagues. She has served as part of the Macomb School of Business's PhD Council, the Academy of Management, and the Interdisciplinary Network for Group Research. In the fall, Natalie will begin a position as Assistant Professor of Management at Tulane's Freeman School of Business, teaching courses in organizational behavior and continuing her research on interpersonal dynamics in the workplace.
In my first few days as a doctoral student here at UT, I remember walking past this iconic tower and noticing its inscription for the first time. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. As a Harrington Fellow, I've had the chance to interact with graduate students and faculty from all over campus who are pursuing knowledge that will empower us all to act, speak, and think in ways that we couldn't before. One is tackling social barriers to providing cancer care to marginalized populations. One is questioning whether limits on political campaign contributions can actually curtail corruption. Another is creating a new technology that distills the capabilities of an entire medical diagnostic lab into a single chip that fits into the palm of my hand. But truth is more than knowledge. It is the set of principles and values that light our path. Reflect on the truth you have uncovered during your time at UT, both in and outside of the classroom. I challenge you to keep pursuing truth wherever life takes you next, and use it for good, because we all know that what starts here changes the world.
Thank you for joining us for the 136th commencement ceremony of the University of Texas at Austin. The grand procession of degree candidates will begin in a few moments. In final preparation for the grand procession, faculty representatives from all of the colleges and schools that comprise the University of Texas at Austin will form an honor guard for degree candidates. The procession is led by Dr. Charles Ramirez Burke, Marshal of the University. As our faculty walk from the main building to the Littlefield Fountain, please remain seated and keep all aisles and walkways clear for the grand procession of degree candidates. On this beautiful evening in May, we extend a cordial welcome to the University of Texas at Austin. As have many before us, we gather at the tower to celebrate this special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, the grand procession of degree candidates will now begin.
So I said, Satan, farewell.
And now I'm all ready to fly. Yes, to fly higher and higher.
'Cause I've gone through the brimstone and I've been through the fire. And have purged my soul and my heart too. So run up the mountaintop and start to blow.
Oh, Gabriel, blow.
Oh, Gabriel, blow.
Oh, Gabriel, blow.
Oh, Gabriel, I want
To join your happy band and play all day in the promised land. So
to
blow,
the sinner, in the step. Now I'm willing to trim my left. I will to blow to Satan's door.
President Fenves, the convocation is formed. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Well, good evening and welcome to spring commencement at the University of Texas at Austin. We are here to honor 9,591 graduates, the class of 2019. And to you, our graduates, this is a unique moment in your lives. It's a culmination of a long journey, the realization of your dreams, the marking of an incredible accomplishment. Congratulations to each and every one of you. There are amazing times that lie ahead of you. So many successes, achievements, experiences, and adventures to take on and look forward to. And as compelling as the future is, as rich with promise and potential, I want to remind you to enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment. This special night here at your university. Remember the faces of your classmates, your family and friends. Remember the way the tower looked, the way the air felt. Remember every little thing. Because this is your life. It's happening right now, not a month from now, not years from now, but right now. And in your future, the jobs will be there, the graduate programs will be there, the achievements and the rewards will be there. But your graduation only happens once. So savor it, absorb it, and take it all in. You did it. You have earned this moment, but this moment isn't just yours alone. It's shared by those who helped you get here, who have supported and loved you, who have sacrificed for you, who have believed in you and your talent and your abilities every step of the way. I'm talking about your moms, your dads, brothers, sisters, grandparents, best friends, the people here tonight who aren't wearing caps and gowns, but I know they could not be prouder to see you wearing yours. So now I invite the class of 2019 to stand and recognize your parents, families, friends, spouses, partners. With a big round of applause. Okay. All right, thank you, everybody. Please be seated. Joining me on the platform tonight are distinguished guests, including UT System Chancellor James B. Milliken, who I would like to welcome to his first UT commencement. Please stand to be recognized, Chancellor. Also here tonight is my friend, Regent Jody Giles, who recently joined the Board of Regents after being nominated by Governor Greg Abbott. Regent Giles, would you please stand to be recognized? And also with us tonight is the commencement speaker, Michael Dell, who we will hear from soon. And along with deans, university leaders, and faculty, student and staff, and alumni representatives, thank you all for joining us here tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. So now, graduates, our faculty has challenged you. They made sure your work was rigorous, that the bar was set high. But that wasn't the whole job, far from it. A professor is a teacher, a guide, and a mentor. They point to a problem or a difficult question and they give students the tools to make their own way through, to find their own solutions, emerging on the other side as graduates changed, transformed, and enlightened. So now, with the faculty members of the University of Texas at Austin, please stand and let us thank you for all you have done for the class of 2019. Graduates, after this evening, you are officially University of Texas alumni. But at UT, we have another name for that, Texas X. The Texas X's community consists of hundreds of thousands of people from around the world, individuals in every field of expertise and every background. This powerful network will enable you to build partnerships and friendships. It is a direct link to the university that will keep you involved and immersed in Longhorn Nation for life. And the president of the Texas X's is Nancy Seliger, a leader who has contributed much to this exceptional organization. Nancy is from Amarillo, and she has proudly represented our university for decades during a career of distinguished public service, philanthropy, and community engagement. Nancy is the very definition of what it means to be a Texas X, selfless, steadfast, and dedicated. So it's now my privilege to welcome the president of the Texas X's, Nancy Seliger.
Well, good evening, class of 2019. As of today, you are alumnus of the University of Texas, which means as you go out to change the world, the eyes of Texas will be upon you. Along with the other 540,000 living Texas X's, you will represent the promise of this institution and the impact of public higher education. This is a role that we, and by we, I mean life members of Texas X's, take seriously. We want people to know where we came from. We wear burnt orange on Fridays. We return to campus every chance we get, and we show our pride with that all-important bumper sticker. No matter where you're headed next, I have just one request. Actually, I have two. One, join Texas X's, and two, go find your fellow Longhorns. The Texas X's have over 150 chapters and networks that form a powerful network around the globe. We look out for each other. Whether you're staying in Austin or going to London or going to Dubai, there are alumni waiting for you. We mentor one another, we make connections for one another, we raise money for scholarships for future generations of Longhorns, and we watch a football game or two together. We also keep traditions alive and well at Texas X's. So for those of you that participated in our awesome ring celebration, the time has come to turn your ring where the symbol of the Texas X's is closest to your heart. Congratulations to all of you for reaching this milestone. I welcome you to the family. We'll see you at the Alumni Center soon, and we'll see you on 6th Street tonight. Hook 'em horns.
Thank you, Nancy. And now I'd like to introduce a member of your class of 2019, the president of the student government for the past academic year, Colton Becker. Colton is a person who leads for everyone. His values were formed back in his hometown of Alvin, a town he is proud of. Colton is sincere and genuine and always strives to approach an issue in a way that is inclusive and fair. He has helped make UT better this past year. Colton has also made me better. He taught me what a meme is. Colton poured himself into being student government president, and it's been a pleasure to work with him and see him grow to become a leader. Please welcome Colton Becker.
Well, hang on. Let's get a selfie, President Fenves. Y'all smile big.
Okay, here
All
we
right.
go. All right.
Okay, we got a couple options in there. We'll let them choose. Let me get situated. Well, President Fenves, Chancellor Milliken, Regent Giles, Provost McInnes, members of the Platform Party, Mr. Dell, Mom, friends and loved ones, and all the staff who labored out in the Texas sun all week to piece this nice event together for us. Thank you. Let's hear it for them. Fellow graduates, we've been honored guests of the great state of Texas during our time at UT, where we've had the privilege of a transformational education. You know, as President Fenves mentioned, I'm from Alvin. Anybody here from Alvin tonight? All right, the few, the proud. Now, Alvin's a majority blue-collar and working-class town with a population that's about one-third the size of UT's student body. So to give you an idea, the first thing you'll see when you come into town is a bale of hay with a smiley face painted on it and a sign above that says, "Welcome to Alvin." And our fire department is still run entirely by volunteers. It's a good town with good people. But I had big city dreams, which brought me to Austin. And my world changed dramatically when I got here. All of a sudden, within walking distance in my dorm at Moore Hill, there were coffee shops and concert venues, museums, public buses, traffic jams that weren't caused by trains, cranes, and over a half dozen libraries. And if you're an avid walker, you could even find a vegan restaurant. In short, where are all my vegans at? In short, coming to UT exposed me to a new way of life. And then there were the people. I met real-life scientists like Dr. Molly Bray, who investigates the genetic basis of obesity, and Dr. Kate Biebedorf, a self-proclaimed pyromaniac who lectures on chemistry. They brought higher education down to earth and helped me find my footing here. I met students like Kayla Meyertons and Evan Welsh, who biked from Austin to Alaska to raise money for cancer research. Macarena Martinez, a first-generation student who had the odds stacked against her since the beginning, but she took it in stride, and by the way, she's going to Harvard Law School. Stephen Santoyo, who harnessed his struggles with type 1 diabetes to build a community on campus for his fellow diabetics where it didn't exist before. I met Miraz Rahman, a daughter of immigrants and an award-winning activist who championed refugees seeking a new start in America. And then I met Jake Polk, a soon-to-be accountant from Chi-Town. He's a regular guy who's happy to be here. My interactions with them and the many others in our class inspired personal growth and development. They stretched my mind, and they kept me humble, and we had a lot of fun, too. Now, the people that impacted me are just a few of the thousands who have impacted all the members of our 2019 class. Tomorrow, our paths will diverge, and we may end up in a new country, a new state, a new city, a new community. But we'll always have our memories to fall back on. I'm talking the tailgate before the home football game, the promenade down 6th Street at 2 in the morning. That night you went to a co-op party and saw your classmate juggling with fire in a birthday suit. When you leave the PCL at 6 o'clock in the morning, the preacher on Guad who swears the end is near, and the 3,000 horns held high in the sky for Harrison Brown. These moments that we experience live in our soul, and they teach us what it means to be a Longhorn. Now, we've been given a lot by this university, and now it's our time to give back. And we owe a duty to our society, and this duty is enshrined in our motto, and y'all forgive me, I'm not a Latin major, I'm nutrition. Praesidium Civitatis Disciplina, A cultivated mind is a guardian genius of democracy. In all that we do, let us aspire to be open-minded and service-oriented, as the great leaders of our time and times past have done. And in doing so, we can rest assured that someday our paths will cross again. Thank you. God bless Texas, and hook 'em horns.
Well, thank you, Colton, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do starting tomorrow. Now, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the talented students behind me from the Butler School of Music who've been performing tonight under the direction of Professor Jerry Junkin. Give them a round of applause. And now, it's my privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Michael Dell. Now, I'll start by going back in time for me. It's 1985, and I'm new in Austin. I've just started my first job after graduate school as an assistant professor here at UT. And I'm doing some coding on what you would think of today as this big, clunky PC, but believe me, it was cutting-edge technology for its time. And then I realized I needed a very specific software for this newfangled PC. So I flipped through the Yellow Pages. Now, you guys don't know what Yellow Pages are. It was a thing in the old days. And in the Yellow Pages, I find one of the very few computer stores in Austin, a place called PCs Limited on North Lamar. I drive over to the shop, and my recollection is that it was this old metal building. And I walk through the door, and I see this nice young man behind the counter. He had curly hair and glasses. He sells me the software I need on a floppy disk, also a thing at that time. Then in the years that follow, I start seeing this young man everywhere. Yes, it's the guy from the computer store, in newspapers and on TV. His company is growing to become one of the most influential technology companies in the world, and his name, of course, is Michael Dell. I should have gotten him to sign that floppy disk. And over the last 10 years, I've gotten to know Michael, to see how brilliant, strategic, and generous he is, to understand not only what sets him apart as an innovator, but as a human being. The Dell family is one of the largest donors in University of Texas history. Their generosity and commitment to UT can be felt far and wide on this campus. If you've taken a class in computer science, it was likely in the state-of-the-art building that Michael and his family helped make possible. If you're a Dell scholar, you've received broad support to help get you to graduation today. And if you've needed hospital care, you likely have been treated at Dell Seton Medical Center, the teaching hospital that I can almost see from here on our campus. And if you're planning to go to medical school, you can now attend the world-class Dell Medical School right here at the University of Texas at Austin. And about that school, in 2013, when UT was in the earliest stages of planning our new med school, we needed a transformative investment to get the project off the ground. And Michael, Susan, and the Dell Family Foundation were the ones to step in and take it upon themselves to help us create a new healthcare future for the people of Travis County. They made sure not only that the Dell Medical School was built, but that it would be groundbreaking, a school unlike any other in the nation. So there's much more I could say about Michael and about his accomplishments, his philanthropy, and all that he means to this university and this community. Instead, I'll simply say how honored we are to have him here with us tonight, a UT distinguished alum, back on the very campus where he started a company that would go on to change the world. Graduates and guests, please welcome Michael Dell.
Congratulations, class of 2019. And thank you, President Fenves, for inviting me here today and for that very kind introduction. Of course, I'd be happy to sign your floppy disk for you. And when we're done here, just shoot me a telegram and we'll get it taken care of. But seriously, it's a great honor to share the stage with some of UT's incredible faculty. And to the parents and family members here tonight, you did it. Today, my family is sharing the celebration. Our daughter Juliet is graduating. Which, as she knows, is something I never quite managed to do. If you don't know, I should confess. I dropped out of UT after 2 semesters. Let me explain. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to go faster. When I was young, I was flipping through a magazine when I saw an ad in the back. By taking one simple test, the ad explained, I could skip high school. Well, I thought that offer was too good to pass out. So I clipped out the ad and sent away for my high school equivalency exam. My plan was foolproof, except for one problem. I was 8 years old. A few weeks later, our doorbell rang. My mother answered the door. It was a woman from the testing company. Is Mr. Michael Dell home? Right on cue, my mother answered, oh, yes, he is. He's taking his bath. To make a long story short, I graduated from high school 10 years later. Almost as soon as I got to college, I wanted out, and not just because I was living at Adobe. I'd started a business. It was growing exponentially, and at the time, it felt to me like college was a distraction. Real life, I thought, was out there. Now, one point of clarification. When a college freshman says he's dropping out because he's selling something out of his dorm room, it's probably not 10-megabyte hard drives. But that is what I was selling. And it put me on a path that's been more interesting, more challenging, more fulfilling, and more fun than I could have ever imagined. 35 years later, I'm here to tell you that what you've gained here by completing your degree will be indispensable out there. In a world that doesn't wait, you should be proud for taking the time to finish what you started. It took me a lot longer than 4 years to learn the value of patience. You've also gained the trust and respect of your friends and mentors. And don't take that for granted, because trust and respect are 2 things that you earn very slowly and can lose all at once, like a 10-win football season. And by the way, you didn't just complete your degree, you completed your University of Texas at Austin degree. This university is a remarkable place. The scale of its ambition, the diversity of its people and ideas, the emphasis on making a difference. Take it from someone who spent 2 semesters in Longhorn Nation and 3 decades, give or take, in the neighborhood. There's just no place else like it. I appreciate that now in a way that maybe I didn't as a student when I was in such a hurry. As a kid, I was fascinated by computing. The idea that we could program a machine to exceed our own capabilities, that we could use the power of what's possible to do the impossible. It started when I got my first calculator in elementary school. By junior high, I was staying after school to write programs on my math teacher's teletype computer terminal. When I finally got my first computer at age 14, I did what any normal, well-adjusted teenager would do. I took it apart piece by piece and examined the circuits. A few years later, I got unbelievably lucky. the National Computer Conference relocated to my hometown of Houston. Thankfully, I had my driver's license because I couldn't have paid anyone in Houston to take me to the 1982 National Computer Conference. Now, to understand why, I want you to close your eyes and imagine a state-of-the-art technology conference. The epic stage with spaceship lighting, the photogenic founders and creatives wearing hoodies and gliding around on scooters. Now imagine exactly the opposite of that. Imagine a fluorescent lit room filled with men, and yes, at that time it was nearly all men, and some of them even wore pocket protectors. To give you a taste of what was on the menu in 1982, the theme of the conference was advancing professionalism. Not, changing the world, advancing professionalism. Well, I was in heaven. I probably couldn't have explained why at the time, but I think I know right now. What excited me most were the words personal computer. Now that to most of you probably sounds about as cool as advancing professionalism, but you have to understand, in 1982, we weren't so far from a time when if a university had a computer, it was so big they had to build a special building around it. And it took a team of people just to operate it. And it had about as much computing power as a vending machine. To go from that to a personal computer, in a word, I knew it would be empowering. I didn't know that computers would become a gigantic industry. I just knew they were going to help more people do the impossible. When I look back now, it's clear that 1982 was just the beginning. And sooner than you think, you'll look back on 2019 and see it's still the beginning. The question is, the beginning of what? After all, these days, many people are frightened by technology, and rightfully so. Technology is evolving faster than we and our laws can keep up. Technology is displacing workers from their jobs, and very possibly displacing humans as the most intelligent species on Earth. The truth, though, is that I'm a massive optimist, and let me tell you why. First, even in light of some very serious problems, I find it impossible to overstate technology's potential for good. We know the role technology plays in empowering us, in enabling us to improve our own lives, and we've seen how it empowers others around the world. The democratization of technology over the past few decades has helped drive a huge increase in human progress, and we're just getting started. Both my company and our family's foundation are investing in projects that use cutting-edge technology to solve age-old problems. We've seen a simple banking app help families break out of the cycle of poverty. We've seen massive information networks help girls access education. Tiny satellites are helping us track toxic debris from wildfires. You've probably heard about what's coming down the pike, the self-driving cars, the drone deliveries. But how about some real progress, like the eradication of deafness and blindness and paralysis? Neural implants, robotics, and AI will make all of these miracles possible. When I started Dell 35 years ago, I couldn't have imagined any of this. That's why I made sure that people were at the center of everything that we did. Not technology, people. In the early days, that meant selling PCs directly to customers. Then came the rise of the internet, smartphones, the cloud, and a massive increase in the amount of digital data in the world. To succeed and grow, we are constantly learning, transforming, evolving, and staying curious, just like all of you will do over the course of your careers, because this is how progress happens. That transformation required me to take some of the biggest risks of my life. I wanted to accelerate the pace of our transformation and innovate more aggressively. So after 25 years as a public company, I decided to take the company private. It was, at the time, the largest company in the world by revenues ever to go private. It worked very well, and then we decided to take an even bigger risk, making the largest acquisition in technology history. Everything really is bigger in Texas. There were plenty of skeptics and backseat drivers. Actually, I thank them, because for me it was just motivation to prove them all wrong. Now we are public again, stronger than ever and having our best year ever, more relevant and more able to serve customers than ever before. We are pleased but not satisfied. We are in a race with no finish line, and the pace just keeps getting faster. But our goal is not just to make our company grow. Our goal is to enable human progress and potential. And in that regard, we, all of us, have a lot of work to do. I believe we have a responsibility to help ensure the next generation of even more powerful technology reflects our humanity and our values. Which brings me to the second reason that I'm optimistic about technology. I have faith in what you are going to do with it. Technology itself is neutral. It's neither good nor bad. Technology can amplify human genius, but it can also amplify human frailty. The choice is ours. The choice is yours. That's why I'm optimistic. Your generation has already made it clear that you're committed to fairness and justice for all. You are as engaged as any group of graduates who have ever walked the 40 acres. And you're going to demand that technology not only do new things, but that it do the right things. And you see your role in making that so. You have the drive to align your work with a greater purpose. You have the ambition not only to succeed, but to serve. This, you might say, is humanity's source code. It's not a coincidence that these values are central at UT. Whatever you majored in, whatever you do after today, living up to that code will not only advance professionalism, it really will change the world. Of course, living up to that code is hard. It's going to demand that you step up and take risks. Many people never realize what they're capable of because they're afraid to make mistakes. And many people don't stand up for right. Many people don't stand up for what's right because they're afraid to be wrong. But that's not how changing the world works. Unless you're willing to take risks, you won't have a chance to use your talents when and where they matter most. Class of 2019, you have used those talents well in your years here at UT. The world needs your talents now. The world needs you now. The eyes of Texas and the world are upon you. So step up and take risks, because the rewards for you and the lives you change will be worth it. Congratulations, and hook 'em horns.
Well, thank you, Michael. That was a perfect message of your story and your advice to this class of 2019. And if I can't find that telegraph office, I think I'll give you a page. Pagers were something also. And now it's time for the main event, graduation. Dr. Maury McGinnis, Executive Vice President and Provost, will certify the degree candidates. Over the past 3 years, Provost McGinnis has made profound contributions to UT. She has continued to build upon an academic culture that is focused on outstanding education and research. She is always working for our faculty, our undergraduate and graduate students to make sure they have the opportunity to learn, create, and discover, and the support to succeed. Please welcome Executive Vice President and Provost, Maury McGinnis.
Well, thank you, President Fenves. Colonel Paul A. Tombard of the United States Air Force and Chair of the Department of Air Force Science will announce the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine ROTC commissions.
President Fenves, the University of Texas at Austin Reserve Officer Training Corps commissioned 40 officers into the United States Armed Forces this academic year. 16 second lieutenants in the United States Army, 14 second lieutenants in the United States Air Force, 6 ensigns in the United States Navy, and 4 second lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps. These young men and women have completed the requirements for their academic degrees, and they fulfilled the additional ROTC requirements for commissions into their respective military branches. I wish all of these new officers the best of luck in their future service to our country. Aim high, hook 'em horns.
Thank you, Colonel Tom Barge. Under university rules, our general faculty possess the authority for approval of degree candidates. For commencement, the Faculty Council has delegated that authority to the deans. Therefore, it is now my privilege to introduce our deans, who will certify candidates for their respective degrees. Many of you began your academic career in the School of Undergraduate Studies before matriculating into your chosen college or school to pursue your degree. I'd like to ask Dean Brent Iverson to stand so that we can acknowledge the important role the School of Undergraduate Studies played in helping so many of our graduates reach this milestone. All right, graduates in the class of 2019, are you ready for the main event? And we will begin with Dean Michelle Addington, who will certify degree candidates from the School of Architecture.
Degree candidates in the School of Architecture, please rise and remain standing. When the only certainty we can count on is the increasing specter of uncertainty, when what once was the stable and enduring fabric of our cities is rapidly changing in front of our eyes, then we will increasingly look to this next generation, you, to rethink and reshape our surrounding environment. Graduates of the School of Architecture, I am honored to share this day with you and humbled by what I know you will do as you make the world of tomorrow. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Architecture, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. You may now be seated.
Dean Jay Hartzell will certify degree candidates from the Macomb School of Business.
Degree candidates in the Macomb School of Business, please rise and remain standing. President Fenves and Provost McInnes, business plays a critical role in our society. Business innovates, solves problems, helps us grow and develop, creates jobs, and elevates our standards of living. These graduates will lead the businesses and organizations of the future, working together to advance our shared goals. I am proud to call them Macomb School graduates. And I also want to note, for whomever paid the tuition for these students, parents here tonight, scholarship donors, corporate sponsors, or the students themselves, these graduates represent a fantastic return on investment. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the Macomb School of Business, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated. Hook 'em horns.
Dean J. Bernhardt will certify degree candidates from the Moody College of Communication.
Degree candidates of the Moody College of Communication, please remain standing. The mission of Moody College is to advance and enhance society through the study and practice of human communication in all of its forms and functions. Communication inspires us, raises our spirits, leads us to laugh or cry. It is literally what we're doing here today. Can any other college, can any other school make such a claim? I think not. That's why we are so proud to be Moody today and to be President Fenves. On behalf of the faculty of the Moody College of Communication, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
Dean Charles Martinez will certify degree candidates from the College of Education.
Degree candidates from the College of Education, please rise and remain standing. President Fenves, Provost McInnes, esteemed guests, families, and friends, it is my honor to introduce you to this remarkable class of education and health leaders, agents of change who will ensure the thriving of the children, families, schools, and communities they serve. On this special evening, I invite all here to reflect on the inspiration and encouragement we receive from one or more teachers who sparked our curiosity, challenged us to think deeply, and empowered our voices. In each of us, they have made an impact that reflects the transformative power of education. This is our common bond tonight. I am so proud to offer my congratulations to the College of Education class of 2019. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Education, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their prospective degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Sharon Wood will certify degree candidates from the Cockrell School of Engineering.
Degree candidates in the Cockrell School of Engineering, please rise and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our Texas engineers, known throughout the world as bold innovators and leaders of industry. These graduates will build the fabric of our societies and develop technologies that will change the world. They will be called upon to find solutions to our most critical challenges, and like many Longhorn engineers before them, they will answer that call. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the Cockrell School of Engineering, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
Dean Douglas Dempster will certify degree candidates from the College of Fine Arts.
Fine Arts graduates, you are the morning dew on Texas bluebonnets and the crystal clarity of Barton Springs. You are the vision in the eyes of Texas and the glittering promise of the Lone Star. You are the burning ambition of Burnt Orange You are the Texas Tower, the truth that sets us free, and the creativity that changes the world. And I want to say, you are just so totally fine. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Fine Arts, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you and making a loud noise before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Thank you.
Dean Sharon Mosier will certify degree candidates from the Jackson School of Geosciences.
Degree candidates at the Jackson School of Geosciences, please remain standing. These geoscientists have the knowledge and capabilities to solve critical 21st century problems regarding water, energy, natural hazards, natural resources, land use, ecosystems, and the environment. They understand the Earth and truly can save the world. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the Jackson School of Geosciences, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated. I love you too.
Dean Eric Meyer will certify degree candidates from the School of Information.
Degree candidates in the School of Information, please rise and remain standing. Today, everyone in this huge crowd can access a world of information on the devices in their pockets, but you are the School of Information graduates who have mastered the knowledge that will change the ways we interact with information and technology, that will let us use information to make the world a better and fairer place, and will help us all protect and preserve our collective memories. Go forth and change the future. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Information, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated. Hook 'em horns.
Dean Ward Farnsworth will certify degree candidates from the School of Law.
Degree candidates in the School of Law, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, when we face the threat of injustice, assaults on our liberties, or other incursions on the values we hold most dear, the graduates of the School of Law will be our first responders. They are empowered and equipped to defend the rule of law against all enemies, to right wrongs, and to make peace. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Randy Deal will certify degree candidates from the College of Liberal Arts.
Degree candidates in the College of Liberal Arts, please remain standing. President Fenves, Provost McGinnis, graduates in the College of Liberal Arts represent a new generation of citizens and leaders whose broad and diverse experiences in the humanities, social sciences, and languages inspire them to be creative, critical, independent thinkers, ideally suited for today's rapidly changing world. In their constant striving for knowledge, truth, and social progress, these lifetime learners will be dedicated to transforming lives for the benefit of all humankind. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you
have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
Dean Paul Goldbart will certify degree candidates from the College of Natural Sciences.
Degree candidates in the College of Natural Sciences, please rise and remain standing. President Fenves, I present to you a group of the most analytical, exploratory, creative, and inquisitive graduates from across the nation. These 2019 College of Natural Sciences graduates will serve as ambassadors for discovery as they uncover new knowledge about the workings of our world here on Earth and far beyond, make advances in technology and medicine, lead innovation throughout society, and equally valuably, simply elevate the human spirit to new heights through the beauty and impact of their science, mathematics, and computing. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Natural Sciences, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Alexa Steifbergen will certify degree candidates from the School of Nursing.
Degree candidates from the School of Nursing, please rise and remain standing. Provost McInnes and President Fenves, I am honored to present this exceptional graduating class of Texas nurses, the intelligent, compassionate, and highly skilled healthcare leaders of tomorrow. They stand before you prepared to practice collaboratively to improve the health and well-being of individuals and communities in the state of Texas, our nation, and beyond. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
Dean Lynn Chrisman will certify degree candidates from the College of Pharmacy.
Degree candidates, please rise and remain standing. Provost McInnes and President Fenves, I present to you these graduates completing their Doctor of Pharmacy degree. These highly motivated and clinically skilled healthcare professionals have successfully completed a rigorous course of study at the premier College of Pharmacy. They leave UT prepared to lead, innovate, and collaborate in improving our nation's health. Some will provide patient-centered, team-based care that improves patients' medication outcomes. Some will perform research that leads to advances in health, while others will become leaders of transformed healthcare systems in Texas, the United States, and the world. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Pharmacy, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated. Hook 'em horns.
Dean Angela Evans will certify degree candidates from the Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs.
Yes. We're few but mighty. Degree candidates in the Lyndon Baines Johnson School of Public Affairs, please rise and remain standing. The LBJ class of 2019 is ready to answer the call for public service at this historical moment in U.S. history. They are armed with respect for truth and knowledge
their academic requirements and are entitled
President Fenves. Redo? All right. Redo. Dean Luis Zayas will present the candidates from the Steve Hicks School of Social Work.
Degree candidates from the Steve Hicks School of Social Work, please rise and remain standing. As we all know, human problems do not recognize social class, religion, race, or gender. Mental illness, addictions, Alzheimer's, autism, and life-changing events can strike any of us, any of our families at any time. And a social worker will be there to help us with compassion and skill. In fact, at some point in our lives, we will all be served by a social worker. When that time comes, let it be a social work graduate from the University of Texas that provides you and your family with the best service. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the Steve Hicks School of Social Work, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to their respective degrees. Thank you very much. Hook 'em horns.
Dean Angela Evans will again certify the degrees of the candidates in the Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs.
Thank you. The LBJ class of 2019 is ready to answer the call for public service at this historical moment in U.S. history. They are armed with respect for truth and knowledge, civil discourse, and support of our democracy. They did not choose this path because it's easy. They chose it because it's hard. They will tackle problems that matter to our fellow citizens with grit and perseverance. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the LBJ School of Public Affairs, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Thank you, everyone.
Dr. Mark Smith, Dean of the Graduate School, will certify candidates for master's and doctor's degrees.
All right. Master's degree candidates from the graduate school, please stand and remain standing. President Fenves, Provost McGinnis. The individuals who stand before you are the newest inductees into the community committed to intellectual innovation and practical application. They represent all corners of the earth and are unmatched in their combination of scholarship and creativity. They are a world-class assembly of intellectuals, professionals, and artists, and have earned the title Masters. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School, I certify that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Master's degree candidates, please be seated. Doctoral degree candidates, please stand and remain standing. Provost McGinnis, President Fenves, the men and women before you have attained the highest level of academic achievement. They are committed to the pursuit and dissemination of knowledge, to intellectual innovation and scholarly tradition. They are leaders who will address the fundamental challenges of our time, and they have more letters after their names than anyone else. President Fenves, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School, I certify that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
President Fenves, it is my honor as Executive Vice President and Provost to confirm that all degree candidates present this evening have been certified by their deans. They are now entitled to receive their respective degrees. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost McGinnis. And now, will all candidates for academic degrees please rise? By the authority given to me by the Board of Regents and with the recommendation of the general faculty of the university, I now confer upon each of you your respective academic degrees, with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations that come with them. Congratulations, it's official, you're graduates of the University of Texas. Graduates of the University of Texas, tonight marks an ending and a beginning, the start of a new phase in your lives. In the years ahead, there will be opportunities you cannot imagine today, dreams and goals that you will attain, challenges that will require you to rise up and hold to your beliefs, success, adversity, and everything in between. There will be new people to meet and work with, new places to visit and call home, new lessons to absorb, new motivation to drive you, new inspiration to push you forward. But through it all, every single day, it's important to remember one thing: you are ready. You are ready because you have proven yourselves. You are ready because you have put the work in, dedicated the hours, sacrificed, studied, and earned your degrees. You are ready because you have a community here at the University of Texas that supports you. And you are ready because of the time it took to complete your UT education. You made friends, you gained new knowledge, you grew, you transformed. Success, adversity, everything in between, well, you've been there already, and you've come through it all spectacularly. You are ready for what lies ahead. Congratulations, graduates, and hook 'em horns.
Congratulations, thank you, and good evening.